Get connected to MSNBC through NBC5.com.
The spring session of the Illinois legislature is history, and for now, so are Governor Edgar's plans for reforming state school funding. But Illinois' welfare system is headed for change.
As police comb for evidence in Thursday's deadly carjacking, they release information on the suspects they're looking for.
And the jury in the Oklahoma City bombing case says it won't take Sunday off, but will deliberate once again today.
NBC5 Chicago. Now live. This is the NBC5 News at 6 a.m.
Governor Edgar's school funding plan flops in the legislature, but there are changes in the state's welfare program. Thanks for waking up with us this Sunday morning, June 1st, the 1st of June. It's here already.
Hard to believe, isn't it, with the weather?
It is hard to believe. Thanks for being with us this Sunday morning. I'm Derek Blakely.
And I'm Robin George. The spring session of the Illinois General Assembly is over, and so are any chances for overhauling the way you and I pay for public schools. Republican Senate President James Pate Phillip blocked Governor Edgar's plan to raise income taxes so property taxes can be lowered. Political editor Dick Kay was watching the action last night in Springfield as legislators headed towards the deadline.
Senator Phillip said Republicans deserve an A for killing Governor Edgar's income tax hike and an F for failing to get teacher reforms. Phillip refused to let the Senate vote on Governor Edgar's $1.5 billion income tax hike, which would have given $600 million to schools and $900 million in property tax cuts.
Republicans stand for smaller government and no tax increases. That's what we run on, that's what we stand for, and that's what we should do. And that's why we have the majority in the Illinois Senate.
Governor Edgar had campaigned across the state and put $500,000 of his campaign funds into a media campaign for support to change school funding, only to have his own party shoot it down.
The teachers, the administrators, the parents, a lot of people have been waiting for the legislature to act. We have an opportunity, but they won't call the bill. So I think it's going to be a very difficult summer if these legislators go home. And right now, the only legislators anything about it are the senators. If they go home without passing Senate Bill 645.
Speaker Michael Madigan said Republicans may pay a political price for failing to change education funding.
Or if I were advising the governor, I would tell him, spend the summer campaigning to get your bill called. And I'm sure that the citizens of the state would respond favorably to a request by the governor of the state to have a vote on his bill in the state Senate.
Dick Kay, NBC5 News.
Before they adjourned at 2:30 a.m., legislators agreed on a $34 billion budget that provides an additional $330 million for education. They also sent the governor a bill overhauling Illinois' 60-year-old welfare laws. The bipartisan plan limits welfare assistance to 5 years, bans welfare for those convicted of drug-related crimes, and the bill also eliminates the idea that state help is an entitlement. The bill follows an edict from Washington to encourage people to get off welfare and find jobs.
Chicago police are still searching for 2 suspects wanted in a shooting death after a carjacking Thursday night. They described the suspects as 2 African-American males about 5'10", 150 pounds, in their early 20s. One of them has medium-length permed hair pulled back in a ponytail. NBC5's Amy Jacobson reported the latest in the case last night.
Family members say both survivors came to Area 2 around 6 o'clock Saturday night. Investigators are hoping they'll be able to help them compile a composite sketch of the 2 suspects. Police say they, along with an accomplice, are wanted for questioning in 2 carjackings, a robbery, and murder. Dead is 24-year-old Joseph Jones. On Thursday night, he was with his best friend in this white 4x4 when they were carjacked. Police say around 57th Street and Lakeshore Drive, Jones grabbed the steering wheel, crashing head-on to a car in the southbound lane. As Jones and his friend tried to escape, both were shot, Jones fatally in the back. That's when investigators say the carjackers jumped into this stolen tan Cadillac that was following the 4x4 to make their getaway. The scoured remains of the Cadillac were found at 11 o'clock Friday night, 4 miles away near 21st in South Indiana.
I just saw that blazer in that car right here.
Leonard Clark lives near the strip mall where the robbery and carjacking unfolded. He says he's grateful to be alive. He allegedly saw the men standing near the vehicle.
My vibes told me not to go check on my car.
Amy Jacobson, NBC5 News.
A grieving Elgin family is thanking police and the community for their help in the search for 11-year-old Brittany Martinez. That comes as police continue to search for her killer. Police have also questioned one of her uncles, Eddie Milka, reportedly the last person to see Brittany before she disappeared on May 8th, but he's not being called a suspect. Police say they plan to question a number of other people in the days to come.
Brittany's parents met with reporters outside their Elgin home yesterday. Brittany's body was found May 17th in rural McHenry County. After thanking police and the community, they pledged to help other missing children.
Eventually, what we would like to do later on down the line is try and set up or start off an Illinois-based missing persons agency. The motivations of certain individuals, it creates a need to have these type of agencies, and we need to have one in Illinois.
The family has received donations, and we're told money left over after funeral and investigation expenses will go to help find missing children. Mayor Daley was among those who joined beating victim Leonard Clark's mother for a prayer breakfast yesterday morning. Wanda McMurray spoke to the gathering of about 2,500 people in the God First Ministries breakfast.
Your prayers and support gave my family the power to heal.
Leonard was scheduled to attend the breakfast with his mother, but she says he was shy and wanted to stay home.
The jury in the Oklahoma City bombing trial will resume their third day of deliberations later this morning. The 7-man, 5-woman jury told the judge they were willing to continue to work on Sunday. Meanwhile, some friends and relatives of the victims say the wait is becoming stressful. They worry that the jury may be having trouble agreeing. Timothy McVeigh could be sentenced to the death penalty if convicted on any of several counts.
Fierce thunderstorms and tornadoes pounded Washington State overnight. The National Weather Service reported a tornado touched down south of Tacoma. Other funnel clouds, hail, and strong winds were reported across eastern Washington. The Seattle-Tacoma International Airport reported record rainfall within a 24-hour period, and there are scattered power outages across the state this morning.
7 minutes now after 6 a.m. on this Sunday morning. Well, some people may have been complaining about the weather, a little cool along the lakefront yesterday, but I really like this kind of weather. Low humidity, it's sunny.
That's right. As long as the sun's out, you put a light jacket on. But as we mentioned at the top of the show, it is June 1st.
Yeah.
It is time for summer to get here and warm up.
And in a few minutes, Brant's going to be along to give us some details on our weather this Sunday morning. 6:07, as we said, how to make money in the stock market. That's something everybody's interested in. We're going to get some advice from somebody who's been doing it since he was 5 years old. That's ahead.
Tom Zenner tells us the latest on the Bulls and Scottie Pippen's outlook for the big game tonight.
And even without a riverboat, the mayor makes a riverboat gamble, a bet in Chicago.
On the next Access Hollywood, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage together on the screen. But is there competition between them?
Tomorrow night at 6:30 on NBC 5.
Carrots plucked from the good earth, tomatoes ripe off the vine, and the dressing, not one that's been all bottled up. A salad this fresh needs good seasons. You make it fresh. Good Seasons Italian.
You should be here! The Bedding Experts is having a big clearance sale. Every discontinued, mismatched, odd size, and overstock mattress has been marked down for immediate sale. Some items even priced below cost. Buy a Sealy twin mattress for only $45. You won't believe the clearance pricing on brass beds, painted beds, futons, and bunk beds. Be here right now for the big clearance sale.
The Bedding Experts, where dreams come true.
Sale ends Tuesday.
A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket.
Oh.
I brought a basket for my mom, and on the way I dropped it.
We all know the problems of ordinary hooks, but Command adhesive hooks from 3M hold on strong until you simply stretch the tab. Command adhesive comes off clean. Real strength without the mess? What a welcome idea. Take Command. Holds on strong, releases on command. One more example of 3M innovation.
Looking for a great place to dine on Father's Day?
I've got it, Robin. Real men cook for Chicago charities.
Does that mean you're cooking?
Eating. But NBC5 is a proud sponsor. We'll have several chefs at our booth.
Who are they? Well, representing news is our own meteorologist, Alan Seals, and our broadcast operations rep is Wendell Williams.
Our station relations rep is Tom Jones. No, not that Tom Jones. And it's all taking place at the James R. Jordan Boys and Girls Club and Family Life Center.
It's Father's Day from 3 to 6. Call 226-2323.
There's moisture everywhere but Chicago. Just a few clouds around. This is Skywatch 5, our live camera. From the Sears Tower, looking off to the northeast. Look at that current temperature, 51 degrees here at the lakefront. The winds are off Lake Michigan and will be off Lake Michigan today. Robin?
Thanks, Brant. A 43-year-old man is hospitalized in intensive care after an explosion at an Ameritech office building in Downers Grove. The small explosion happened just before 10 o'clock last night inside the building at 4925 Forest. The hospitalized man is not identified yet. Contractors in the building reportedly crossed electrical wires accidentally, causing the explosion.
The Bulls and the Jazz square off tonight, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and a whole lot more than basketball is at stake. It also pits an expansive Chicago feast against shrimp, ice cream, skiing, and Olympic souvenirs. The mayors of the Windy City and the nation's Mormon capital are each betting that their team will win.
The Chicago Bulls defeat the Miami Heat 100-87.
The Bulls' championship run has almost become an annual rite of spring, and so has Mayor Daley's friendly wager on the series outcome, this time against Salt Lake City's Mayor Dee Corradini.
We are once again offering a Chicago feast as part of our wager.
Call it a taste of Chicago, if you will. Cheeseburgers and cinnamon buns, Italian beef and creamy ice cream, cheesy pizza, and tangy ribs. In short, almost every Chicago food imaginable, from fruit in a basket to Frank's on a bun. Speaking by phone from Salt Lake City, Mayor Corradini seemed overwhelmed.
What are you trying to do, fatten me up?
I think so.
With a prize list like that, it seems Salt Lake City's mayor can win by losing, especially when you consider what she's offering in return. A 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics jacket, a weekend of Utah skiing, 1 gallon of locally made gourmet ice cream, and brine shrimp from the Great Salt Lake. And she's talking tough.
But I'm planning on getting your wager delivered out here.
Perhaps, but history should tell Salt Lake City's mayor that because the Bulls deliver, those vendors have never had to. By the way, Daley says any winnings that come his way will be donated to charity.
Can I count as charity?
You have to ring the mayor up on that one.
Well, you can see full coverage of tonight's Bulls-Jazz game tonight at 5. Start with the NBC5 News. Then at 5:30, our special pregame special, followed by the game itself at 6 o'clock tonight.
It's now 12 minutes after 6 a.m. A welcome milestone is reached in North Dakota and Minnesota this weekend. That's ahead.
And just what's with all those clothes in assorted fruit colors this season? We'll explain coming up.
Do you have too many bills? Are you embarrassed about it? Do creditors call you constantly? My name is Peter Francis Geraci, and I'm a bankruptcy attorney. Being in debt is nothing to be ashamed about, and you shouldn't be embarrassed about getting out of debt. You don't have to worry alone. Find out what you can do about getting out of debt. Call my free 24-hour bankruptcy info tapes now.
Listen to our free bankruptcy info tapes, 312-332-1800.
Vilas Development presents Whispering Lake, modern townhomes along the North Shore and Lake Bluff, priced from $150,000. Enjoy Whispering Lake's clubhouse, outdoor pool, and superb lake views. Vilas Development features architecture by KLLM Architects, wiring installed by SR Electrical, and brokerage services provided exclusively by Baird & Warner. Affordable townhomes in Lake Bluff from $150,000. For a brochure, call Vilas Development at 1-800-689-3636.
There's so much we can do about aging today. In just 1 week, Pond's age-defying lotion will start reducing lines and wrinkles, make skin firmer, more radiant. No moisturizer can beat it. Why not have younger-looking skin?
He sent me a toothbrush in the mail. It felt like 1,000 little fingers massaging my gums.
This is the Oral Care Brush from Mentadent.
It felt great.
It doesn't just clean teeth. It's designed to massage and stimulate your gums. The Oral Care Brush from Mentadent.
Skywatch 5, our live camera looking north along the Gold Coast. Pretty nice looking morning. The clouds are around, and we'll tell you the story on those clouds, how they will increase this afternoon and what they may bring overnight tonight. Oops, I think, yeah, Robin, I think I'm tipping the forecast. Yes, all right. Let's go to first birthday pictures. Hey, there's Joshua Hood. Look at
that over-the-shoulder look this morning.
Look at that hat. Happy first birthday, Joshua. James Pattori.
He's ready to go swimming.
Baby float?
Good. Hey, you get the fill in the blank award today, Derek. I was wondering what that was. And Mitchell Sharkey. What's he up to?
No good.
And Michael Torres. Michael, go in and wake up Mom and Dad.
Real happy bunch this morning. Huh?
And Shelby Pemberton. In the bathtub. Draw the bath for me, will you, Mummy? And if you've got a first birthday that you'd like to share with us, here's our address, 454 North Columbus Drive, Chicago, 606-115555. Robin, Derek.
Thanks, Brad. And if you're just waking up, here are some of the stories making news this Sunday morning. The Illinois legislature adjourned at 2:30 this morning without passing Governor Egger's reform of school funding. But a welfare reform bill was passed that aims to encourage people to get out and work.
As police comb for evidence in Thursday's deadly carjacking, they describe 2 suspects they're looking for.
And the jury deliberating the fate of accused Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh says it'll be back at work again later today.
In Minnesota, the Great Red River flood of '97 is officially over. The river level is below flood stage for the first time in 2 months. Yesterday, residents of Granite Falls took a break from the hard work of rebuilding their town and took time to celebrate getting through the crisis.
And it has been a big crisis for them. 6:17 now this Sunday morning. Brant's here with a look at the weather, and on this June 1st, put May in the rearview mirror and take all that crappy cold weather with it.
There.
Yeah.
And put that in neon and put it out on the NBC tower. Thank you, Derek. Okay, here's what's going on today. Although, you know, what's wrong with that word? That's actually a guy's name, isn't it? Thomas Crapper.
Thomas Crapper, the man who invented the... well, you know what he invented.
It could be a Blakely Day, right? Okay. All right, let's look outside. Here's Skywatch 5, our live camera. We'll just recoin the term, Derek. And you can see some sunshine this morning. There are a few high clouds around Chicagoland. This is looking south and west from the John Hancock Center. Let's go to our weather tracker site. Up on the roof of the NBC tower, this is what it looks like, and it sits right back around in here. And what kind of temperature? Oh, 51 degrees. The north winds continue, gusting 21, 22, 23 miles per hour. Look at the wind chill values. It feels like it's close to freezing in the lower 30s. So very brisk day if you're headed down to the lakefront. If you're a jogger, be prepared. It's going to be rather cool. Again, this is a little exaggerated, too, because it sits up 400 feet above street level up on the roof here at the NBC Tower. Temperatures at O'Hare at this hour. Current reading is 52 degrees. We'll set in motion a series of radar images. Now, normally storms come from this direction, from the northwest. Now, watch how this one is just sort of slowly creeping back toward us. We've got a system that's cut off from the main flow in the upper atmosphere, so it's just meandering, spinning in the southeast, and it's going to slide back toward Chicago, and especially over toward northwest Indiana. And maybe the southern suburbs could see a few rain showers out of that tonight as it just slowly drifts and ambles up toward us. 52 out the door, 65 lunchtime, 68 inland this afternoon. You may see 70 if you go way inland, away from the influence of Lake Michigan. Windy conditions, though, we'll see wind gusts up to around 25 miles per hour. So that 68-degree temperature will probably carry all the way out to the western suburbs, only 50s along the lakefront. Okay, what cheery news do we have for the next 5 days? We'll share that in about 30 minutes. Robin?
Thanks, Bran. Well, one of the coolest fashion trends this year is not a certain style, but a palette of colors. Everywhere you turn, you see citrus colors, bright yellows, oranges, lime greens. They're on shoes, sheets, shirts, wall paint. NBC's Diane Diaz has more.
From head to toe, kitchen to closet, one fad has taken over. Everywhere you look, everything is citrus. Lime green, lemon yellow, and tangerine orange. It's not just the colors, it's the patterns, and in some cases, the real fruit itself.
The overall appeal of citrus is that it really works well for all product categories. In women's wear, it's the perfect pattern, it's soft, it's feminine, it's sexy, the colors work well. When we get into other areas like fragrance and skincare, it's refreshing, it's stimulating, it's good for the senses.
Trend analyst Tom Julian showed us how the fruit fad is playing out. The icy citrus colors are everywhere at Pottery Barn and at Bloomingdale's. It's on almost every tabletop. The soothing colors can also be part of a good night's sleep. For summer, these are the colors to wear. Or take it a step further.
This rayon sleeveless dress is the perfect summer dress, and it has the all-over lemon pattern to it.
And it's not just clothing. Bags and shoes finish the look. Some of the citrus can't be seen. That's because the essence of the fruit is one of the hottest things in skin and hair care. But this trend is not just for women.
The citrus colors are very much a part of the men's wardrobe statement. More the light colors of lime and lemon, and then they play that off of darks or khakis. The jock will wear citrus just as an accent on a nylon jacket, on a pair of running pants.
Take a step outside and you're bound to see the refreshing colors and patterns of citrus everywhere, all throughout the summer. In Los Angeles, Diane Diaz for NBC News.
Why do I have a feeling, though, that lime green suit I bought this spring will be back in the back of the closet by next season?
Well, the one you were wearing yesterday looked great. It really did. It's nice to see everything isn't black, though.
Yeah, it is bright. It is cheery.
Refreshing. 6:21 now, you're on your Sunday morning. Chicago's second downtown flood may be over, but the aftermath could still affect your personal record keeping. That's ahead.
This is the sale you've been waiting for. The factory-authorized 50% off sale at Bay Furniture, Chicagoland's largest Kincaid solid wood gallery. Store-wide savings on traditional solid oak, elegant Queen Anne solid cherry, beautiful Victorian solid maple, and our most popular shaker in both solid pine and solid cherry. Hurry in while we're passing savings on to you during Bay Furniture's 50% off Kincaid solid wood sale.
At Su Casa, it's why the chef is as colorful as the hand-painted tiles, and why the mariachis are as fine as the specialty of the house. It's Mexican-style shreds from Kraft, a special blend of Kraft cheeses that draws all the locals. So to please all your customers, try Kraft Mexican-style shreds. Because at Su Casa, the meals are always family-style, and the busboys always clean their plates. Kraft Mexican-style shreds top everything.
The most celebrated luxury car of the year, the all-new Park Avenue. Completely redesigned, totally luxurious. 3 ways to save. Choose $1,500 cash, 2.8% financing, or a $399 lease that'll make you smile. The new Park Avenue, a reason to celebrate. Now at your Buick dealer.
Olson Rug Company is just the thing to go along with the widest selection of carpets anywhere. A choice of every earth color to jewel tone ever dyed, every interesting pin dot, Georgian floral, or tip sheer ever snipped. A 30-day exchange privilege. If you change your mind about your carpet for any reason, there's too much shading, it doesn't go with your shades, it doesn't matter. Olson Rug will let you exchange it so you can't go wrong. Now an eclectic range of carpets is on sale, from the basics to the most daring. It's the best selection and the best deal on carpets anywhere at Olson Rug.
Ah, Derek, you picked a bad day to jog all the way up to Hollywood. It's a little cold. Maybe you put that off till next week. 51 degrees along the lakefront, looking north from Skywatch 5.
I needed an excuse. Thanks, Brant. After last weekend's floods and street repairs, the Cook County Clerk's Office has had its own repair job, trying to save birth, death, and marriage certificates damaged by water. NBC5's Ona Fletcher visited that office during the cleanup last Tuesday.
The task of repairing and restoring is underway. Almost 250,000 documents couldn't escape the flood at the Loop over the weekend. As water gushed from the broken water main, precious documents in the basement of the county building were slightly damaged.
Now, this is where most of the water seeped in. Behind this wall is Randolph Street, and when the water main broke, flooding this area, the water crested to about here, just high enough to seep in and flood most of the records area.
A special team is working to save 500 books of mostly death certificates. They've hired a company to freeze-dry the documents at 25 degrees below zero in a huge vacuum chamber.
It won't affect the physical properties of the book. The book will be the same size, shape, and dimensions after drying as before.
The county clerk says he got to the documents early enough to use the less expensive freezing method.
It's a very unusual freak accident. If it does cost us less than $5,000 just to restore those documents, we'll come out of it pretty good shape.
Ona Fletcher, NBC 5 News.
And it's hoped those documents will be ready by the end of this coming week.
Well, here's something to jolt you awake this morning. Another jump in Java prices. A poor coffee bean crop is sending coffee costs soaring again. Starbucks is raising its prices for the second time in 3 months. Starting Friday, a cup of coffee will cost you an extra 5 cents. Espresso drinks are up 10 cents. And whole beans will increase 40 cents a pound. Higher prices at the grocery store are expected to follow. And here's proof that there is indeed a website for everyone. A new internet page lists speed traps across the nation, right down to the town and intersection. The warnings are provided by fellow drivers who got caught when they failed to pay attention to the speed limits.
6:26 now. When you went to bed last night, the state legislature was still working on school funding reform. We'll tell you what happened after a break.
Then later, you may be surprised where parents are welcome where they've never been welcome before.
Good morning, everybody. Well, the Jazz are ready. The Bulls are ready. Well, we hope anyway. Scotty still has that sore foot. We'll update Pip's injury a little bit later in sports.
Committed to sports. Make the commitment. Keep the commitment. NBC 5 News. Committed to Chicago.
Today's lesson, mineral stains caused by our water and how to remove them. That white crusty buildup is lime scale. Hartman! Your conclusion?
Nothing works.
And why not?
Wrong stuff, sir.
Ah, now try Lime-A-Way Heavy Duty. Lime-A-Way has special cleaning acids that dissolve lime scale and rust stains, too. Excellent work, class. Tomorrow's lesson resumes in the cafeteria. Get crusty, rusty stains away with Lime-A-Way.
AT&T presents the Joffrey Ballet of Chicago at the Civic Opera House, June 14th through the 22nd. Call now, 312-902-1500.
Hi, this is Pop Weichel from American Comfort, the 1996 Chicagoland Train Dealer of the Year. We're celebrating over 50 years of quality and value, and we want you to celebrate with us. Save 25% on Train's XL 1200, the high-efficiency air conditioner that's rated #1 for reliability by consumers. It's hard to stop a Train, and if you buy now, you'll get 0% financing for 6 months. But hurry, American Comfort's Super Summer Sale ends soon. For a free estimate, call 1-800-590-COMFORT.
Skywatch 5, our live camera southeast, we're looking, and you see some sunshine this morning. Still cool temperatures, though, 51 degrees. Winds off Lake Michigan, gusting to around 24 miles per hour, so rather windy day along the lakefront. Temperatures also in the lower 50s in the suburbs. More on the forecast for the next 5 days coming up. Derek?
It's a beautiful start to your Sunday morning. Welcome back for the second half of our hour-long newscast this morning. I'm Derek Blakely.
And good morning, I'm Robin George. The spring session of the Illinois General Assembly is over, and so are any chances for overhauling the way you and I pay for public schools. Republican Senate President James Pate Phillip blocked Governor Edgar's plan to raise income taxes so property taxes could be lowered. Political editor Dick Kay was watching the action last night in Springfield as legislators headed towards the deadline.
Senator Phillips said Republicans deserve an A for killing Governor Edgar's income tax hike and an F for failing to get teacher reforms. Phillip refused to let the Senate vote on Governor Edgar's $1.5 billion income tax hike, which would have given $600 million to schools and $900 million in property tax cuts.
Republicans stand for smaller government and no tax increases. That's what we run on, that's what we stand for, and that's what we should do. And that's why we have the majority in the Illinois Senate.
Governor Edgar had campaigned across the state and put $500,000 of his campaign funds into a media campaign for support to change school funding, only to have his own party shoot it down.
The teachers, the administrators, the parents, a lot of people have been waiting for the legislature to act. We have an opportunity, but they won't call the bill. And so I think it's going to be a very difficult summer if these legislators go home, and right now the only legislators anything about it are the senators, if they go home without passing Senate Bill 645.
Speaker Michael Madigan said Republicans may pay a political price for failing to change education funding.
Or if I were advising the governor, I would tell him, spend the summer campaigning to get your bill called. And I'm sure that the citizens of the state would respond favorably to a request by the governor of the state to have a vote on his bill in the state Senate.
Dick Kay, NBC 5 News.
Before they adjourned at 2:30 a.m., legislators agreed on a $34 billion budget that provides an additional $330 million for education. They also sent the governor a bill overhauling Illinois' 60-year-old welfare laws. The bipartisan plan limits welfare assistance to 5 years, bans welfare for those convicted of drug-related crimes, and it eliminates the idea that state help is an entitlement. The bill follows an edict from Washington to encourage people to get off welfare and find jobs.
Chicago police are still searching for 2 suspects wanted in a shooting death after a carjacking Thursday night. They described the suspects as 2 African-American males, both about 5'10", 150 pounds, in their early 20s. One of them has medium-length permed hair in a ponytail. NBC5's Amy Jacobson reported the latest in the case last night.
Family members say both survivors came to Area 2 around 6 o'clock Saturday night. Investigators are hoping they'll be able to help them compile a composite sketch of the 2 suspects. Police say they, along with an accomplice, are wanted for questioning in 2 carjackings, a robbery, and murder. Dead is 24-year-old Joseph Jones. On Thursday night, he was with his best friend in this white 4x4 when they were carjacked. Police say around 57th Street and Lakeshore Drive, Jones grabbed the steering wheel, crashing head-on to a car in the southbound lane. As Jones and his friend tried to escape, both were shot, Jones fatally in the back. That's when investigators say the carjackers jumped into this stolen tan Cadillac that was following the 4x4 to make their getaway. The scoured remains of the Cadillac were found at 11 o'clock Friday night, 4 miles away near 21st in South Indiana.
I just saw that blazer in that car right here.
Leonard Clark lives near the strip mall where the robbery and carjacking unfolded. He says he's grateful to be alive. He allegedly saw the men standing near the vehicle.
My vibes told me not to go check on my car.
Amy Jacobson, NBC 5 News.
This morning, a grieving Elgin family is thanking police and the community for their help in the search for 11-year-old Brittany Martinez. That comes as police continue to search for her killer. Police have questioned one of her uncles, Eddie Milka, reportedly the last person to see Brittany alive before she disappeared on May 8th. But he's not being called a suspect. Police say they plan to question a number of other people in the days to come.
Brittany's parents met with reporters outside their Elgin home yesterday. Brittany's body was found May 17th in rural McHenry County. After thanking police and the community for their support, they pledged to help other missing children.
Eventually, what we would like to do later on down the line is try and set up or start off an Illinois-based missing persons agency. The motivations of certain individuals, it creates a need to have these type of agencies, and we need to have one in Illinois.
The family has received donations, and we're told money left over after funeral and investigation expenses will go to help find missing children. Mayor Daley was among those who joined beating victim Leonard Clark's mother for a prayer breakfast yesterday morning. Wanda McMurray spoke to the gathering of about 2,500 people at the God First Ministries breakfast.
Your prayers and support gave my family the power to heal.
Leonard was scheduled to attend the breakfast with his mother, but she says he was shy and wanted to stay home.
The jury in the Oklahoma City bombing trial will resume their 3rd day of deliberations later this morning. The 7-man, 5-woman jury told the judge they were willing to continue to work on Sunday. Meanwhile, some friends and relatives of the victims say that the wait is becoming stressful. They worry that the jury may be having trouble agreeing. Timothy McVeigh could be sentenced to the death penalty if convicted on any one of several counts.
Fierce thunderstorms and tornadoes pounded Washington state overnight. The National Weather Service reported a tornado touched down south of Tacoma. Other funnel clouds, hail, and strong winds were reported across eastern Washington. The Seattle-Tacoma International Airport reported record rainfall within a 24-hour period, and there are scattered power outages across the state this morning.
It's 6:35 now. Time for a roundup of Sunrise Sports. Here's NBC5's Tom Zenner.
Good morning, everybody. Well, as we know, the Bulls are the best team in the world when Scottie Pippen is healthy. Starting today, we'll find out how good the Bulls are when Scottie is banged up. Game 1 in the drive for 5 happens today, and Pip's status this morning is still in question.
Fine. I feel much better today. I'm not quite as sore today as I was yesterday, and I've been spending time treating it and working with Chip and coming in twice.
This would be a decision by Scottie. It's simply a matter of what he could stand or not stand. I don't think there's a concern about an aggravation at this point or a re-injury that would occur because of it.
He has a little bit of a break. On to Milwaukee, Drew Coble, the umpire on your left, banged up. What a trooper, though. He continues to do the game with a sore hand. Frank Thomas got the Sox off and running first inning here, a double to the gap. Scores Ray Durham, and the Sox led the Brewers 1-0. Now, Albert Bell had that big hitting streak, 25 games heading into the game. Up until the 8th inning, he was hitless, but Albert bails himself out here with a single in the 8th inning. Not enough, though. The Sox lose 4-3. Cubs hosting the Reds yesterday on a very rare gorgeous day at Wrigley. Sean Dunston, deep off the ivy in left field, a couple runs score. The Cubs led Cincinnati 2-1 at this point, and they weren't done. They were just warming up in the 4th inning. Kevin Ory keeps the good times rolling. He brings in Dunston and Ryan Sandberg with another double. Cubs increase their lead to 4-1, and they hold on to win yesterday by a score of 7-4. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh, the kid in Philly, he wants that cup back in Philly, but I don't know. Detroit steals home ice advantage. Yeah, the Red Wings win Game 1. 4-2 was the final score, so they lead the Stanley Cup Finals 1-0. Well, the big story around the globe today, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Bulls host Utah. Pre-game show right here on NBC5 at 5:30. Of course, the game starts at 6, and we've got you covered with post-game throughout the evening, capped off with Dennis Rodman live here for Sports Sunday. I'm Tom Zenner. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Tom. Communism may soon be taking over in Hong Kong, but capitalism is still going strong. 2 entrepreneurs are literally selling the British Empire's last gasps of colonialism there in the form of canned Hong Kong air. The canned air costs $5, and the packaging warns one sniff could lead to extreme arrogance and a stiffening of the upper lip. On July 1st, China resumes control of Hong Kong after 156 years of colonial rule.
Jolly good. Jolly good. Always somebody trying to make a buck, huh? 6:38 now. Well, capitalism is also alive and well right here, and it can make money for you. Coming up, we'll get some tips on how.
Next, Rosie. Come on! Check out a special performance by John Tesh, and it's Step by Step's Patrick Duffy, plus All My Children's James Mitchell.
I was wondering if you might want to do a little cha-cha-cha.
All new. Next, Rosie.
Tomorrow at 3 on NBC5.
If it's time to do a little groundbreaking, don't go at it the old-fashioned way. Tear through it with a garden claw from Garden Weasel.
Just position it like this, and you'll be ready to cultivate, loosen, aerate, and weed.
The hardened steel tines rip through tough soil with just a twist of the comfort grip handles, even in heavy clay.
And it comes with a 100% lifetime guarantee.
So if you've got a tough job ahead of you, tear through it the easy way with the Garden Claw.
From Garden Weasel.
The Garden Claw is available at Target. Makes a great gift.
When I walked down the street a few years ago, you could see a large amount of people involved in all types of illegal activities, selling drugs, drinking, hanging out. Today, we've turned it around, and that's because of a very aggressive foot patrol, and that's also because of a very aggressive business community. Good business means good business, not only in your business, but on your street and in the community.
We had a problem. Community policing gave us the tools to solve it.
CAPS works.
With your cheese slice covered all the bread, introducing Super Moo and new Kraft Super Slice.
Moo.
The only Super Slice made with the taste of Kraft cheese. New Kraft Super Slice singles.
Brunettes have more fun? Get real. Get sun-in and bring out the natural blonde highlights in your hair with new conditioners for a healthier shine. Lighten up with sun-in.
Hey, kid, Mom says you need sunblock, right? Well, I'm Bullfrog for kids. I'm waterproof and last all day.
Whoa.
She'll love me and... Bullfrog sunblock for kids. It speaks for itself.
Look at that Las Vegas temperature, 108 degrees, but it's a dry heat. Yeah, right. 52 degrees is our reading along the lakefront. Skywatch 5 looking down the Kennedy. And a few clouds around. You see a little bit of haze there. We'll give you the forecast for the next 5 days coming up.
Thanks, Brant. Well, everybody knows the secret to making money in the stock market. It's easy. Buy low and sell high. Unfortunately, there's a little more to it than that. And this morning, Kirk Kazanigan, who made his first investment at age 5 buying Disney stock, is with us to offer what he knows about investing. Thanks, Kirk. Thanks for being with us this morning. With the stock market at these levels, some people are skittish about getting in, saying, well, now's the right time. Is that the right approach to take?
Well, the trouble is most people don't want to get in the stock market until it's high because people react in the opposite way. They do the opposite. They buy high and sell low.
Exactly.
But I think it's always a good time to be in the market. Right now, I would say if you've got a lot of cash that you want to put in the stock market, I wouldn't throw it all in because it is at a pretty high level right now. But certainly what you want to do is take advantage of what we call dollar cost averaging. And that means you put in a little bit every month. So over time, you take advantage of the fluctuations of the stock market.
There's a lot of investment advice out there and professional advisors as well, but your new book, Buying Mutual Funds for Free, really is about how people can kind of self-direct their own investing programs through mutual funds.
And it's actually a little different take on mutual funds. I'm a big believer that if you're going to invest in mutual funds, especially if you're going to do it on your own, you should buy what we call no-load mutual funds, which means you don't pay a sales commission to get inside the fund. The problem is in the past, buying mutual funds has been somewhat of a hassle, no-load funds, because you had to call each individual fund company, get a prospectus, mail it in, do everything through the mail. But now you can actually set up an account with some of the major discount brokers, including Charles Schwab and Fidelity. What they do is they allow you to buy all of these funds in one account, and you don't pay any transaction fees or commissions. It's really one of the only free lunches you'll find on Wall Street. And that's what the book is all about, is how to take advantage of these new programs.
Some people, when they first get into mutual fund investing, though, are just overwhelmed because there are so many funds now.
There are more than 8,000 out there today. So it's
How do you pick and choose?
Well, first of all, if you decide you do want to buy no-load funds, which is what I recommend, that eliminates about half of them. And then from there, what you want to do is find funds that have a good long-term track record, 3 to 5 years or so. But look beyond that track record to make sure the manager who achieved that track record is still at the fund. Buy managers, not funds, because a lot of times managers move on. You may be buying a fund that looks good, looks like it has a good performance record, but that manager may be in Timbuktu. He may not be there anymore. So make sure you're comparing apples to apples when you're looking at those funds.
Mother, of course, always told you not to put all your eggs in one basket, and investment advisors talk often about diversification. How many funds do you need in a portfolio for someone who has a modest amount to invest?
Well, it depends on what you mean by a modest amount. Because a lot of funds have minimums that you need to get in. I would say if you have, let's say, $10,000, probably 3 or 4 funds would do well. If you have $50,000, you might get up to 6 or 7. And if you have more than that, maybe 8 to 10, but certainly I would never see a reason why you need more than 10 funds. What you want to do is cover all your bases. You want to have some small cap stocks in there, the aggressive growers. You want to have some of those larger blue chip companies. You want to have some international funds in there. And once you've covered the bases, you should be pretty well diversified because the funds in themselves are going to hold a lot of different funds.
And how about your own tolerance for risk? I mean, how much of a nervous stomach do you need not to have in order to kind of get through this?
That's something a lot of people don't think of. They look at what's the hot performer. What fund was up 50% last year, and they buy that without realizing that a lot of those are very aggressive. You need to ask yourself, am I willing to lose 20 to 30% of my money in a short period of time, knowing that over time it has come back up? But if you're not willing to take that kind of risk, if you're not willing to wake up one morning and realize that 30 to 40% of your money has disappeared because the market's gone down, you shouldn't be that heavily invested in stocks. But over time, the stock market has been the place where the most people have become wealthy. And so certainly if you want to grow your money, that's the place to be.
So how often should you actually be checking on how your investments are doing?
I would check once a year to see how they're doing. And what you want to do if you're buying mutual funds is compare how your funds are performing to similar funds. Don't necessarily compare it just to the market, because you may be holding a fund that's not trying to track the Dow Jones or the S&P 500. But certainly once a year, I think, should be enough for you to know how you're doing.
You still holding that Disney stock you bought at age 5?
Yeah, I started investing when I was 5 in Disney. No, I sold it when I was in high school, but it was a great investment.
Kirk, thanks for being with us this morning. Kirk Kazanigan, his new book is called Buying Mutual Funds for Free. Thanks again.
You're welcome. It's actually Kazanjan, but you're pretty close.
Thanks for correcting me as well.
Sure.
Let's go back over to Robin now for a look at what's ahead.
Well, thanks, Dirk. Proof you're never too young to start investigating, and investing, I should say, or investigating, whatever the case may be. The NBC 5 News continues right after this break.
Nestle's new Drumstick Supreme starts out a little differently than our original drumstick.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine?
But as you move from the crown of vanilla, then strawberry ice cream,
The best is yet to come.
through the swirl of strawberry sauce in a crispy cone, it still has the same happy ending.
Baby, be mine.
Nestle's new Drumstick Supreme, good the whole way through.
In places where people need an air conditioner that lasts a long, long, long time, they know
Okay, kid, run up and see if anybody's home.
it's hard to stop a train.
Get 0% financing for 6 months when you buy a Train air conditioner. Hurry, offer ends July 31st. Call your Train dealer now for a free estimate at 1-800-GET-A-TRAIN.
Whoever's had an interest in dinosaurs is going to want to come down here this summer and check out this exhibit.
Dinosaur Families is about a great discovery Jack Horner made in Montana, 80-million-year-old fossils.
The embryos from the eggs of Montana, the first dinosaur embryos known from anywhere in the world.
There are more than 10,000 skeletons of Maiasaura, which is the animal that's featured in here, but also things like Albertosaurus, a ferocious predator of the system at that time.
It was nasty. You really wouldn't want to bump into one.
Skywatch 5, our live camera looking north along the lakeshore. Temperatures only in the 50s. And the winds coming off Lake Michigan, a little bit of sunshine through some high clouds. We'll give you the forecast for the next 5 days coming right up. Robin?
Thanks, Brant. This summer's graduates will be entering the hottest job market in 9 years. That's according to a survey by Manpower Incorporated. The biggest hiring opportunities nationwide are in construction, but manufacturing, retail, and services offer the most jobs in the Chicago area. Most new jobs are in the north and northwest suburbs. There's a moderate growth in jobs expected in the city and western suburbs, and limited growth in the south and southwest suburbs.
If you're planning for college, some unwelcome news: tuition and fees are going up. The costs are going up an average of 5.4% at private schools next fall and 4.7% at public institutions. Those increases far outpace the 2.9% rise in inflation in the Chicago area during the past 12 months.
Later this morning on City Desk, Democratic Congressman Glenn Pichard, a candidate for governor, talks about his ideas on school funding and late-term abortions. You can see the interview with Pichard on City Desk at 9:25 this morning. And a reminder that you can also see a full slate of Bulls-related coverage tonight at 5. Start with the NBC 5 News. Then at 5:30, our pregame special, followed by the game itself at 6 o'clock tonight.
Our pleasant weather yesterday helped bring out the crowds for one of the largest book fairs in the country. At the 13th Annual Printers Row Book Fair, more than 150 booksellers are displaying new, used, and rare collectible books. The fair is set up along a 5-block stretch of South Dearborn, from Dearborn Station to the Congress Parkway. The book fair continues through today, and hopefully our nice weather will continue as well. Here's Brant with the details on that.
And I'll be out there live during the 8 o'clock show this morning, so I get to escape.
And catch up on your reading, too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Here are a couple volumes. Maybe I can just skim through, you know? That's speed reading course, right? All right, here's what's going on today. We give you the speed reading course on the weather today. It's just going to be cool along the lakefront. That's the story for the foreseeable future around Chicagoland. Water temperature out there is only in the middle 50s, about 55 degrees. Let's look outside. Skywatch 5, our live camera. And we're looking south and west, away from the lakefront. Our backs to the wind as the winds gust off Lake Michigan today. We could see some wind gusts up to around 25 miles per hour. Let's go up on the roof of the building here, the NBC Tower, and take a look at our weather tracker information. We shared this with you about half an hour ago. Look at the winds are still up around 20 miles per hour. North-northeast winds. The wind chill value, when you take a 52-degree temperature and factor in that kind of wind, it feels like it's in the 30s. Again, that's up on top of the building, down at street level. Probably feels like it's in the 40s somewhere, so wear a jacket if you're headed out today along the lakefront. Here's what it looks like temperature contour-wise. We shade these temperatures with colors to give you an idea of what's going on. The greens represent the 50s, 52 degrees in Chicago. A little warmer air up ahead of a little weather disturbance that's trying to slide toward us. But high pressure is in control here. Watch this stuff back toward Chicago. There's an upper atmospheric disturbance that's spinning counterclockwise, and we can show it to you more dramatically with a wider view of clouds and radar, and it's just sitting there, meandering, and here it is here, spinning counterclockwise, and it's pulling up moisture, not only Gulf moisture, but this is drawing some moisture back in off the Atlantic, and this thing's just going to sit here and spin. That could draw a little moisture toward Chicago overnight tonight. 68 degrees our forecast temperature today, again influenced by Lake Michigan's cooler water temperatures. Excuse me, 52 degrees. Out the door, 65 by lunchtime, 68 this afternoon. Windy and cooler along the lakefront. And now those big words. Remember we shared those yesterday. Cooler at the lakefront. That's the story for the next 5 days. So what a way to usher in June. Normal temperature should be in the middle 70s. Robin, snap out of it. You're just staring into that.
I just need to step outside and be awakened by the cooler, by the lakefront air.
You know, the plants are growing well, though. You know,
What, the water
you think they are?
Yeah, my lawn leaped about like that. Of course, it was the 2 bags of fertilizer that I threw on it about a month ago.
And the water temperature of the lake is only what,
55 degrees, yeah. And you get out in the middle of the lake and it's in the upper 30s. Water has something called a high specific heat, so it takes a long time for it to warm up and a long time for it to lose its heat.
It'll warm up about August 31st.
Actually, like toward October.
Really?
That's the peak, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I won't be swimming in October, but thanks, Brant.
Thank you, Brent. 9 minutes now before 7 a.m. ahead. Invasion from outer space. No, we're not kidding, but we're not worried either.
And an experiment at one Chicago hospital can have you looking over the surgeon's shoulder. Okay. She's...
Remember the Wonder?
Remember? I remember Wonder Bread like my first bike ride, squeezing the bread bag with the red, yellow, and blue balloons. My superhero lunchbox! Oh, my first pop fly! Yeah, I got it!
Wonder may be made of memories, but it's also made with vitamins, calcium, and iron, with no saturated fat, and it's cholesterol-free.
I remember hips build strong bodies!
Excuse me. We also need some peanut butter.
Yeah. Remember the Wonder.
There's so much we can do about aging today. In just 1 week, Pond's age-defying lotion will start reducing lines and wrinkles, make skin firmer, more radiant.
No moisturizer can beat it.
Why not have younger-looking skin?
He sent me a toothbrush in the mail. It felt like 1,000 little fingers massaging my gums.
This is the Oral Care Brush from Mentadent.
It felt great.
It doesn't just clean teeth, it's designed to massage and stimulate your gums. The Oral Care Brush from Mentadent.
It's summer vacation savings time, and ATA has more flights to more of your favorite destinations. With more nonstop flights to California, the only direct service from Midway to Hawaii, new nonstops to New York, and the most nonstop Florida destinations from Midway. With ATA's always low one-way fares, your summer vacation is within easy reach. And ask about our specially priced vacation packages. Call 1-800-I-FLY-ATA today.
Skywatch 5, our live camera, that looks really like a bleak picture, but that's not the case. It's just because it's so bright, the camera is protecting itself. The auto iris is in operation. All this science. Aren't you glad I'm sharing this with you when you're asleep and it won't stick? Robin?
And if you're just getting up on this Sunday morning, here are some of the top stories making news. The Illinois legislature adjourned at 2:30 this morning without passing Governor Egger's reform of state school funding. But a welfare reform bill did pass that aims to encourage people to get out and work.
As Chicago police comb for evidence in Thursday's carjacking, they describe 2 suspects they're looking for.
And the jury deliberating the fate of accused Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh says it'll be back at work again later today.
It's a long-standing rule. Only patients and medical personnel allowed in the operating room. But a change could make parents welcome visitors. NBC5's Robin Meade reports it's a plan being considered at the University of Chicago's Children's Hospital.
On a stretcher and into surgery, daunting for anyone.
I hate it and it hurts bad. I really, really jump out of my skin.
Much less children like Jessica De Leon.
Which way, Mom?
The 10-year-old at the University of Chicago Children's Hospital feared being alone during operations for congenital heart disease.
But she still left screaming, you know, let my mom go, let my mom go. I just want my mommy. So, and I just looked at the anesthesiologist and said, As a parent, my job is to protect and nurture. Does it stop right here at this hallway?
However, a new rule in the making means parents can go where our cameras cannot, through these doors and into the OR as a child is being given anesthesia. However, the parents would have to leave as a child goes under. They can be there when the child is in recovery.
The fact is, it is used in other states.
Dr. Lance Lichter says parents will take precautions.
They have to be in a gown. They have to know that they can't touch the sterile instruments.
Officials here say it could be up to a year before a child's journey to surgery won't leave parents on the other side of the operating room door. Robin Meade, NBC 5 News.
And doctors say that being in the OR with your child is not for every parent. If you get queasy or if your presence increases your child's stress level, you would do them more good by staying out.
Hundreds of comets are expected to hit the Earth's atmosphere today, but don't worry, there's no danger. It happens every day. New research shows these comets are the size of houses, and they break up and turn into water vapor long before becoming dangerous. The vapor mixes with the atmosphere and eventually falls as rain or snow. Hundreds of these snowballs pelt our atmosphere each and every day. This supports some theories that water in our oceans came from huge comets eons ago.
That's actually a new theory, too, because one of the going theory now is that it's outgassing from volcanoes really produced most of the ocean. So maybe this is some new information. We're learning something. How about the weather?
We're not going to add to the water level today, are we?
No, no. You don't want to do that. No, today's going to be dry, Robin. Tonight, maybe we'll see a shower or two as some of that moisture backs its way toward us. 68 today, 69 tomorrow. Cooler at the lakefront. That's the story for the next several days. Water temperature Lake Michigan's only 55 degrees. So don't put your feet in today.
Stay out of the water, yeah.
Stay out of the water.
Thanks, Brent. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back this morning at 8.
And don't forget, that's our big 2-hour edition with lots of news, weather, sports, interesting features, and guests. The Today Show is next.